hope you're all doing well. This is gonna be a very emotional video for me. If I can name this video is the summary of my 21 years of life. Not as much when you think about them as years, but I suffered a lot about the topic that I'm going to talk about. Now, like, when I look back, they seemed like 40 years. I don't know, it seemed like a lot happened to me, and a lot, like, I went through a lot of, I don't want to say the word. If I came up with one lesson that I learned about my 21 years, like, if I can take all my 21 years and give it to you, I think it's that video. So I hope you really focus so you can, like, learn something that can benefit you from this video. After the explosion that happened in Beirut and the life we lived without any peaceful days for years, a lot of my friends told me that they are terrified and, like, asked me about that. They can't find peace, they miss security, because now even in their house they don't feel safety. They keep thinking that maybe their ceiling can fall on their head, the glass can shatter in their face, and their loved ones can be at the next targeted place of explosion. This reality is so sad. It's sad that we can find peace in our own home. Like, home is called home because it's the place you go to feel security and to feel inner peace and to let go of all the things that the world put you through, to just feel peace and comfort in your home. When your home is on fire, it's a lot. I know it's just a lot of stress, it's just a lot in your life. People leave their countries and go to find another life, and they can be in a new country which is peaceful, and they still can't find peace because they went through a lot. This feeling is not something as easy as you can imagine to face. It's something very hard that can live with a person for a lot of time. It's just shocking, and it's a lot to take in and to process in your head to move on with your life. But hardships do exist. It's on us how we deal with them, how we face them. We can't blame life. It's gonna happen, like, problems gonna happen, but it's us how we manage such feelings. Me personally, story time, I suffered from death anxiety for 10 years. That's a lot. I had death phobia, also called as, I don't know how to pronounce it, but thanatophobia or thanatophobia. It's basically death phobia. Okay, so here's what you got when you Google, like, death phobia, basically, and it explains more about it. What I like it's that it talk about the role of religion, which I think made a huge impact on me when I had the phobia. So it explains that many people fear death because of their religious beliefs and what they think that will happen after that they are dead. And here they, like, explain the different types of fear, which is, like, I relate to all of them. Everyone has a different thing about death that make him feel anxious. It can be the fear of the pain, the unknown, it can be the fear of loneliness, etc., etc. Mine was pretty aggressive. Like, some people experience some death anxiety if they were in danger, if they were feeling danger around them. But me, basically, I could be in the most peaceful place and still have a panic attack, like, out of nowhere. I went many times to the hospital thinking that I have a heart attack, but basically it was just me who's panicking and thinking about my heartbeat and how it functions, and then I found myself like, did it stop? As crazy as it seems, it's so much stress. Like, I spent 10 years, half of them, I guess, like, if I want to be, like, exact, half of them I thought that it will be my last night each night, and it was so stressful. I remember, like, one night I cried myself, and I was, like, saying to my mom, I can't support this anymore. Each day I feel like, it's not that I'm imagining, I feel like I'm gonna die today. I feel like I have a heart attack and I'm gonna die. I will not survive to tomorrow. And then I survive, and then the next day the same thing happened. It's so stressful, and I told her, like, if I'm gonna die anyway, I want to die today. I don't want to die every night, like, for 10 years. It's so stressful. Like, I went through death multiple of times, and like, I experienced all the parts of a heart attack, but my heart is actually functioning. Even my friends suffered of me because of this. Like, we can go to have fun, or we can be out for dinner, me and my friends, and suddenly I just feel heartbeats and I don't know what, and I feel like I'm gonna die, and we end up like going to the hospital all together. I couldn't live my life normally. Like, it's what the doctor tell you, like, a little phobia is healthy, because all phobias came out of somewhere, because it's giving you alert about something dangerous that is gonna happen. Like, fear of heights is because actually you can fall, it's dangerous. But so a little bit of phobia is healthy, but when it comes face to face with your normal everyday life, you can like do the simplest tasks, that's unhealthy. Like, for me, it's just stopped me from living my life for a long period. I wasn't very comfortable talking about this topic before. I talk about it only with my close ones, like my family members and my close friends, but I'm not comfortable showing this side of my life to everyone, because like everyone who see me like can understand this part of me, because like they go, oh, you're smiling all the time, you're so fun, like you have such a great sense of humor, I make like jokes all the time, I'm smiling. Most of this period I went through it when I was at school, and at school all my professors used to say like, Jana is the most optimistic student we ever seen, she's always smiling, whatever we say to her, like, it's just a lot. I have that professor that used to say like, Jana, whatever like life put in her way, like she's gonna smile through it. And I feel like this is also me, but the girl who have the panic attacks all the time is also me. And I didn't like to share the other part, because the other part is so weak and sometimes is not rational, like is not smart enough when I think about it, because I didn't had any reason to have a panic, because I was safe and I didn't had any kind of disease or something to think that much about death. Like, I think the religious part played a role too in this. It was like a lot to process. I don't know why I think about that at such a young age, but I was an overthinker, and maybe the stories around me, maybe because we lived such stressed area in the world. Like, we always had problems with Israel, and we had war when I was 7 years old. Maybe just the news that kept like the bloody pictures I saw on the news when I was watching the news with my parents about Palestine, and I guess it's like pushed me to think more. Like, so I didn't resolve the problem, I just kept pushing the phobia, and I didn't thought about it. Like, I just kept myself busy, and that's it. Until like my biggest phobia was that I could lose someone of my beloved ones. Like, they are the reason I'm forgetting my phobia and focusing on my life right now, because I'm alive with them, with my beloved ones. If someone of them like die, that proves me that I'm gonna die very soon. And I don't know, that was like my biggest fear. Like, it's just the big reality that I'm afraid of is facing me, and it's telling me I'm here and you cannot like run away from me. You understand me? And the ironic part is that this phobia took the decision to come to the person that is, for me, I consider him the strongest person on earth in my eyes, and is my dad. And so I lost my dad when I had 17 years old, and that destroyed me completely. I I just didn't understand how this earth work, how this world work. Like, you just live your life with your loved ones, you can lose them at any moment. Yeah, it sucks and you can do nothing about it. Continue to live until you die and leave your loved ones confused and not understanding anything until they die, and they leave their loved ones confused and panicked and they don't know what they should do. Like, it made no sense for me. Like, why such a good God, like as I see him, would put me through something like this that I can do nothing about? Because I consider God as my source of love and the source of peace and all of that. Why would he take away from me the only like source of love I have right now in this period of my life? Like, my dad was my life. Like, he was the best thing I had in this period, and why would he pick him out of everyone else to just take him away? I couldn't process that. And when I faced that moment of like confusion, I started like going deep into the topic. I wanted to understand more where my phobia is coming from, and the idea of this fear of death and the afterlife. Like, long story short, I'm gonna tell you the summary now after all this wonderful introduction. I know it's long, but it's basically my life. So the whole idea, if I can do it like in a brief, it's like if I take this leaf, okay, so like, this is something that just came into my head to tell you. If I just have like now picked this leaf and I basically killed that leaf right now with picking it, if this leaf, like, I don't know, if this leaf lived for 5 years before that I came and picked it up, if this leaf overthinked every day that I was going to pick it at this time, at this moment, at this day, would those 5 years matters? She lost 5 years of its life for just one moment. Is that rational? Like, I had a friend who once told me that it's so stupid from someone who's intelligent like me to think for 10 years and waste the enjoyment of 10 years overthinking a moment in your life, the moment of your death. Like, you're sacrificing a lot for just that moment. I know for a lot of you it's not like that, you're not really losing all your days, but if that worry is keeping you away of enjoyment, if what happened in Beirut, and I know this video is not only like for Lebanese, I know there's a lot of people nowadays, and it's sad, are going through insecurity, like Syria, Palestine, Yemen. There's a lot going on in this world. Even if you're like safe like I was and just overthinking the thought, car accident, you overthink that you may just have cancer when you hear that your friend just had stage 4 cancer. All these news, if they like put you down, you should face them, because if they are taking the enjoyment to live, if, like I said, if after the explosion every time you're walking down the street you're thinking, what if, is it worth it? I was going to pick it anyway at this time, at this moment, at this day. I was meant to. Like, it's fate, it's just destiny. Like, I was meant to pick it at this date anyways, whatever that leaf was going to do. So is it worth it that she just overthink the fact that I'm going to pick it? This was gonna be so stupid. But if that leaf knew that I was going to pick it at this day, at this moment, was it gonna do something about its life differently? Was it gonna change something about its life? I know it sounds stupid on a piece of leaf, but really, we know the fact that we are going to die for a reason, because we often don't do the right thing until we know that there will be consequences. So when someone evil knew that he's going to die and that he's going to be asked about what he did, that's when he will change his acts. And all of the people in this world who's not changing their acts, it's because they are trying to hide in their head the fact that they're gonna leave this world and they're not gonna be here like with their money or with their power forever. The fact of death keep us in track of goodness. Like, just like when thinking about that somebody is watching you all the time, keep you in track because you're not alone. There's someone watching and there's someone who's gonna ask you about this. I saw that video for a YouTuber that I like. She's not even Muslim. She's just she's not even religious, but she kind of have her soul beliefs, and she said how like thinking about that somebody like some kind of power is watching her all the time changed her life. Like, I know that I had my panic exaggerated, that's why it wasn't healthy and I should like decrease it and work on it, but death is something to fear to all of us. It's not only for me, whether it's a phobia or a little fear, but it's something that we all fear, and this is for a reason. It's for to live our life in a way that when we will die, we're gonna be happy with what we did or what we presented as our life. To leave that world not like how we entered it. Because we often think that we will be here forever, although we know we're going to leave. We behave as we're permanent. It's true, we are created to live forever, but in the afterlife, not in this life. Like, if you live in Chicago and you have a rent contract that will end after 2 months, and you're like just sitting there like doing nothing about it, and you know you will move to the house you bought in LA, like the house where you will live for the rest of your life. It's the most important house. Like, you're here just for 2 months, you're there for a lifetime. Is it smart to not think about like tomorrow and just enjoying today and just sitting there chilling in your current house until you find yourself like kicked out of this house and just on the street and with nothing to put in your new house? Like, I'm not saying to not enjoy your 2 months in the current house. You also love that house and admire being in it, but you should remember that you're leaving in a healthy way that will not affect your current living, but will make you adapt your behavior with the idea that you're leaving.
Tired eyes wait on